All right. First up, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, the blessed the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to all the Akim out there doing this work in all sincerity and in all truth. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, of the house of Israel. Yeah. Um, the house of Israel is basically so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, and Latinos. Yeah. Yasharala. All right. This is the Ak Iwar from GMS Jamaica. GMS Rise the elect 5. That's my channel. Yeah, and I'm just actually want to go into the signs of the times, Zine, and basically, as the name of the title, Esau, your time is up, yeah? Basically, within that time now, where we say we're the end of the so-called white man kingdom, Esau, Edom, is being ushered in, Zine, and the beginning of Jacob's kingdom, which are the Israelites, Zine, mainly starting with the elect of the house of Israel. So I'm just gonna play this video from JCA, and basically this is a brethren that take news clippings from different news and basically put them together and bring out some nice videos, man. See, end time prophecies and all of that. So basically I'm just gonna get into some of these one of this video and show you some signs that are taking place across the world, getting some scriptures, doing a breakdown of this video actually. Yeah, because we can see, hey, we live in a very prophetic time, man, and hey, our eyes are blessed, seeing all these things coming to pass as men of the Lord, man, and from you sincerely doing the work of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and hoping to see the end of this kingdom. Hey, seeing the things that are taking place upon the earth now, hey, you should be in a rejoicing mood, man, as a man of the Lord, because we can see that our redemption is nearer than we believe. Just play this clipping. We're getting some precepts.
If you think flooding along the Louisiana coast is bad now, just wait a few years.
Yeah, a new study from NASA warns there could be record flooding, possibly every day or two in some cities in the next decade, and you can blame it all on the moon.
A wobble in the moon could create dangerous waves for coastal communities. A NASA study found the moon's natural wobble as it orbits the Earth could create high tides that cause widespread flooding. The moon's tilt changes over its 18.6-year cycle.
That wobble.
Basically, as I'm talking about the moon, right? The Lord created all these things, man. See? And the ordinances of the heavens are there for signs and for wonders. And these things we speak about in the scriptures. So if you can just get to precept right here. Alright. We'll just get a precept in the book of basically. Let's get to the book of Genesis 1, because these ordinances in the heavens were created for us to see. All right, when the end is near, man, and for feast days, as the scripture refer to it as, man. So this is Genesis 1. And verse 14, it says, and God said, let there be lights, lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. So these lights that were created were for signs, see, and even for signs at the end, see, for end time, man. And the moon, as I've been talking about the moon was one of the great light that was created, man. See, for the signs, man. So we can tell you about this in the book. Let's get it down here. The book of Luke. 21 verses 25. Tilapia. Spared me a few. This is the book Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." And basically what we are witnessing in this video at the moment, these are some of the signs we're supposed to look out for, man. Signs in the moon. See, we have a lot of blood moons. In even this year, we have super moon, blood moons, and all of these things, man. These are signs to show that we're at the end, man, of Esau Edom kingdom. See? And this man is basically destroying his own setup, man, because guess what? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, which is Esau Edom today. And this man is not taking care or not having pleasure in his goods. See? So the kingdom have to be taken from this man. Man. See? The earth is under distress because of the rulership of the wicked, which is on the earth today. So basically, what's going on is what are the things that we are seeing. Is that it's just that basically the signs that show you that this man kingdom is at hand. See? It's about to fall. See? It says men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And basically, it's talking about these top rulers up there. The powers of heaven shall be shaken. See? Because they are the ones who are in their heavens now. They are on top. We, the Israelites, are on the low. So hey, it's a wonderful thing seeing all these signs and these devastation taking place across these countries, man, from Europe to America. And we know the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai is the one who's bringing all this destruction upon these nations, man. These perplexities, these plagues, these anguish. See? Showing that this man's kingdom is at hand. It's about to finish. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And we've been talking about these so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel, the clouds of heavens. Psalms 103, I think about 104 and verse 3 on there, basically tell us he make it the clouds is chariots. Then Revelation 1 and 7 say he cometh with clouds, talking about the chariots. Then so in the clouds of heaven. Then you go Luke 1 and about 8. No, not Luke. Acts 1 and about verse 9. It basically tell you about that cloud that received the Lord when he was abducted up into heaven. Then when he was leaving the disciples. Then he went up in a cloud, and basically the angel said unto the men of Israel, ye men of Galilee, why standing staring up in heaven? He said, the same Yahushai, the same way you see him go up, or the same way him go return. See? So the so-called UFO that took him up, it's the same so-called UFO that's gonna take him back, which is the chariot of Israel, or the chariots of heaven. See? So-called spaceship. See? Those are the chariots of heaven. See? So that's how the Lord is gonna return on the earth, man. He says, men's heart failing them for the things, all these things you see happen on the earth today. The plagues are here, man. And then shall they see them. All right. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, see, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And what? Our redemption is what? Our salvation. See? And that is why the scripture tells us is now is high time to awake out of sleep, because now is our salvation nearer than we believe. See? Let me just get that precept. Now the book of Romans, this is what, chapter 13 and verse 11. Alright? Chapter 13 and verse 11. Let's get to it. Alright, Romans 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Yes, and that's proof in the world today, man, that our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. See, all these things you see happen, these devastations is taking place across the earth, man. See, unusual weathers when it happen for years upon years. See, relentless rainfalls, man, in Europe. See, week and hard water rainfall, hail, and all these things. The Lord will bring all these things, man, and these are signs just to show you that, hey, we are at the end of this whole setup, man. See, verse 12, it says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. It says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And that is what the mindset we're supposed to hit now. Cast off the works of darkness, put on the armor of light. Cover yourself under the spirit and power of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai. Put on the whole armor of God. Then, because guess what? We're not the time, hey, when the devil is gonna go about like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour, man. See? One heap of tests and trials, temptations gonna come up, and the Lord's elect, man. See? He says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. See? No, be unaware. This scripture tells us being circumspect. See? Walk circumspectly, because the days are evil. See? The time over there are evil now. We're in some evil times, man. So we can't be drunkards up on the earth, man. We have to be men of wisdom. Walk wisely. It says, let us not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua Amashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Yes. And that's the mindset we're supposed to be in now, man. Put on the Lord Yahushua Amashiach. And how we do that? Then by going into the scriptures, man. Then occupied in prophecies. Then when the Lord said, come in the whole volume of the book, man. So this is where we're supposed to be dwelling. Then thinking upon heavenly things, man. Seeing the signs at the time. Then knowing the judgment of our Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai. Let's get back to the video, man. Alright? Because, hey, tell you, man, when you see all these devastations that take place on the earth right now, man, it's not a pretty sign, man.
in combination with climate change and sea level rise, could significantly increase high tide flooding across the globe and here in Louisiana.
It's a relatively small shift that has a relatively large impact on the tides that we see here on Earth.
Scientists have predicted this for the last 70 years, but it's actually happening more quickly and it's more intense than we realized.
Well, the storms, which have caused so much devastation.
So basically, what he said, that scientists have been predicting this for the last 70 years or more, but they are happening more quickly. And because, guess what? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing it, man. See? All these devastation, the Lord is putting everything in place to bring forth the destruction and the end of Esau's kingdom. See? So these things are not just happening randomly like that, man. See, these things are happening because the Lord are the one who set it up, man. Scripture tells us that when you see these things, man, you know that our redemption draweth nigh. Perplexities, the famine, see, all the devastation will take place on the earth now. Alright?
Are part of a weather system which first caused flash flooding in the UK earlier this week. From America to Europe and Russia, extreme weather is breaking records.
There was so little time to run, people tell us. Look at the force of this flood. The region has seen record high rainfall over the past 24 hours.
And this is a beautiful time to be in, man. As men of the Lord, man. You see these record floodings and all these things going on across the world. Hey, it's a beautiful time to live in. To see Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. And we know the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing it, man. See? I'll just get another precept. Alright. Going to the book Isaiah. Yeah, the book of Isaiah. Because when you see all these signs like flooding, the destruction, all these things taking place, man. We know who bringing it, man. It's the Lord. How about Hashem Yahushua? This is Isaiah 28 and verse 2. It says, Behold, the Lord art a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail, and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Yes, and the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the one who's bringing it, man. See? Hey, and hey, we as men of the Lord, as prophet of the Heavenly Father, hey, we're doing this work. We out here, we're begging the Lord more and more, man. That's why we're praying. That's why we're doing these lessons. In season, out of season, man. Give diligence to make our election, our calling. Yeah, sure, man. We did that. That's why we just give diligence in this truth. This is the only thing that is sufficient, and sustainable for us as a people. There's nothing else, man. There's nothing else that is sustainable, man, in this time that we're living in now. Seeing what is taking place across the world. All the chaos, the distress of nations, man. There's only one thing we can hold on to now, man. And one way we can go right now is the way of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. There's no other way, man. Alright? Just jump to Isaiah 29 and verse 6, yeah? It says here, it says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise. All right. So look here. Screen going down. I have to get some pour running out and me. Alright. Alright, this is back to Isaiah 29 and verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flames of devouring fire. And as you can see in the videos, thunder, storms, yeah, all over Europe, America, flames of devouring firemen, forest fire burning. See? Hey, these are just some of the signs. And now we're begging the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to bring more and more destruction upon this place, man, because we want to see the end of Esau Edom kingdom. See? And we know our power is bringing it, man. And welcome it more and more each day. Alright. Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is bringing all the devastation upon Esau Edom, man. See? And hey, it's there. We can say we're living in a very beautiful time, man. We're loving it, man. And if you're a man of the Lord, you should, and you're sincerely doing this work, hey, trust me. Let's get back to the video.
Towns and villages across Western Germany have been battered. Houses, businesses, livelihoods destroyed in a matter of hours. Thousands of people left homeless across this region.
Heavy rain. Flash floods. Extraordinary results.
Yep.
Parts of the capital experienced torrential downpours yesterday. In northwest London, water cascaded from Hampstead Heath onto nearby Finchley Road. Cars were stranded under the Westway, the road which leads out of the city.
These are the worst floods to hit this part of Western Germany in living memory.
Yes, there's a mass destruction upon destruction, man. Fires, flames of devouring fire, see? Floods. Yes. We'll continue to beg the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to bring it more and more, man. Just get another precept. Basically, I'm going to the book Psalms. Because Psalms 83, we beg the Lord to bring devastation upon our enemies. Alright, now. Going to the book of Psalms. Psalms 83. I think about verse 15, 14. Yeah. All right. Psalm 83 and verse 15. Alright, let's start at verse 13. Psalms 83 and 13. It says, O my power, make them like a wheel as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Alright? It says, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storms. Hey, and that's what you see happening right now in these countries up there in Europe, man. Right across Europe, from London to Germany, across Switzerland, France, hey, Belgium, all over, man. The land of Edom, the place of the Edomites, man. The Lord is making them afraid with thy storms, man. Hey, you have people them life in devastation. You see, the destruction will come upon all that piece shackle run under the bridge. Hey, what them said, the death toll keep on rising day by day up there, man. No, probably to over 200 and odd, you know, and still thousands more missing. So them sorry for the flood water recede, them are gonna find more bodies, man. So hey, we just in a time where it's we can see that hey, the prophecies are happening, and these are things we're supposed to build our faith more and more. Seeing these things coming to pass. He says, verse 16, it says, fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. And basically, that's one among our people, because they are the one, the elect, actually the elect is going to seek the Lord's face, seek the Lord, face which seek the name of the Lord. It says, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Yes, this is what, man. That's why the Lord is to be feared. See? Because all these things that is taking place on the earth is the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yereshai, bringing this devastation and this destruction, man. See? The spirit of the Lord is in the earth. See? And the Lord created all these things. These are spirits being created by the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yereshai to bring forth his mighty works. Ecclesiasticus 39. We can start at verse 1. These are prophecies, and this is something we're supposed to be occupied in. It says, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, and be occupied in prophecies. And that is one of our main thing we're supposed to be dwelling on this day as men of the Lord, the prophecies. No other thing. See, we're supposed to be looking into, men where take place in this world. See, so hey, so if you're not all about the prophecies today, man, see, and edifying the elect, hey, it don't make sense you take up a Bible and say I read it, man. See? Because these are the things you're supposed to be looking for. See? And that's why, hey, we know that where the truth lies, men, are among great millstone, starting with the head apostles coming on down. From Apostle Tahar, the elder apostle Gabar, the elder apostle Ramlab, and you know, all the elders coming on down, man. See? Elder Yashawamba, all of these elders, man, you see, every day, busy in this truth, man. So, hey, we have to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yereshai to open our eyes, see? Giving us the gift of faith to see all these things that are taking place, and knowing that, hey, the destruction of this place is the beginning of our kingdom, man. what the precept say? For the day of doom is the end of this world and the beginning of immortality to come. See? And that immortality is talking about in the kingdom of heaven. Man. We're gonna have everlasting life. Yeah? It says he will verse 2 says he will keep the saying of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. See? Seek out the ancients, the wisdom of the ancients, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesy both against many kingdoms, as in countries and kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And we see all these evils and these pestilence, and we see we've been prophesying about the World War III. See? The RFID marker chip, which is the mark of the beast. All these things have been prophesying about, man. And we see these things coming to pass. See? So you can know where, as we said, we can know where the truth is. See? And they are today. And which camp is the true, where you can find the true prophets of them and the Father is GMS. Yeah. Great Millstone. Alright. Let me just jump down to let's bring out verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, and in the time of destruction they pour out their force then and appease the wrath of him that made them. Yeah. So there be spirits created in the earth, then, and these spirits are always there. And who they were created by? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, to bring forth his handiwork in due season. Then these are some of them. These are verse 29. It says fire, hail, and famine, then, and death. All these were created for vengeance. Then so you see the hails that fallen in Europe, because I hear about a whole heap of hailstone. You know, hail actually going is frozen rain, balls. The rain frozen and turned balls and fire down to the earth. Then hailstone, man. I remember about the hails back in the time of Egypt. So you know the Lord bring plagues upon this modern day Egypt also. Then the scripture tell the Lord say I'm gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before. So we can know where is Egypt today, which is America. See? Spiritually Egypt and Sodom. And where else fit hey, the name of spiritual Egypt and Sodom more than America. You see all the things we see going on in America today, man. See? As it says fire and hail and famine. And we know that the great time of famine is coming, man. You see them have articles if you come out about famine of biblical proportion coming in 2021 to certain nations. See? Climate change and all them things. Them say famine are come because of climate change. So you know what them are gonna say about these rainfalls now? Climate change, global warming. See? Esau Edom science. What am I using, man? But guess what? These are things that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is bringing, man. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's who bringing these things, man? The Lord. He says they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when needed. When need is. Then when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, so everything what the Lord said they're going to go forth and do, they're going to do, man. These things not going to transgress the word of the Lord, because guess what? These are spirits created by the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua to bring forth the end or the destruction of this place, man. Tell you about the floods. And we know who bringing these floods, man. Alright. Ecclesiasticus 40. Chapter 40, let's beard me a few. Looking for yes, verse 8. Verse 8. Ecclesiastes 40 and verse 8. It says, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Yeah. All these things you see happening. Sin, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These are things where happen to what? Sinners, man. Sevenfold upon sinners, man. So all these things we see that take place, man, will bring these mass death upon the earth. These things were created for sinners. It says these things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood. See? And guess what? You see, well, flood come up in Europe again. The flood was before on the earth in the time of Noah. See? So all these things were created for the wicked, man. And who is being devastated by these things? The wicked. Even the wicked among our people also is getting these devastation, man. See? Not just the wicked Esau, Edom alone, but more people among the Lord's people. I get for them judgment also in these things. Because remember the time of Jacob's trouble come and all of that. So it's a Lord ain't playing around, man. The prophecies are happening, man, and the signs, and this, you can see where the signs at the times are been showing up in the earth. See? Let's get back to the video. Yeah, boy, Shemesha ain't playing around. So whoever think the Lord is playing, man, just think twice.
This fire is raging out of control in southern Oregon as millions of people across the western United States are hit by another round of scorching temperatures.
With the temperature in the town of Stovepipe Wells in California not falling below 42 degrees overnight, the highest daily minimum ever recorded in the Northern Hemisphere.
We've seen heat waves, right across the world, in fact. Droughts in one location, and because they're all so much more intense, we can see that the atmosphere is energetic and possibly more energetic than we're predicting it in our climate models. And that's the thing that was really worrying.
Tonight in Oregon, the largest wildfire in the country exploding in size. Fire in Oregon, just one of 70 wildfires raging across 12 states.
The Boot Lake fire is now 7 times the size of San Francisco.
Flash flooding is threatening millions of people. Just look at Newark, New Jersey today after storms rolled through there, and the West cannot catch a break.
The Tamarack fire in Northern California grew exponentially overnight.
Smoke from that fire in Oregon now clouding the sky.
Yes, the Lord Yahweh Shemesha is bringing these devastation up on earth, man. So all who thinks to them, out of the woods. Hey, this is just the beginning of sorrows, man. As the scripture tell you, man, the beginning of sorrows. We know the Lord, the one who is bringing all these things, man. So a lot of people don't know that. This is written, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Let's get to the book. Nahum 1 and 3. I'm going to start at verse 2. I said, the burden of Nineveh, the book, verse 1, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the El-Kozite, Zin, says, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he revengeth wrath for his enemies, man. Is it? No, he reserved it. Yes, he reserved wrath for his enemies. Yes, that's the Lord, man. He reserved wrath. And all these things we see take place are wrath with the Lord I bring for his enemies, man. And the number one enemy of the Lord is who? Esau Edom, man. He's the number one enemy of Israel. And his time is coming to an end. He said the Lord is slow to anger and great in power. He said the day of vengeance burning in my heart. Because guess what? He can't wait to come back, come destroy this setup, man. To throw down Esau Edom. Hey, so we're seeing these things. As the scripture says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. See? Because your time will come. You surely are going to drink out of the cup, man. See? The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord art his way in the whirlwind, yes, tornadoes, hurricanes, storms, whatever you bring, whatever is coming, and even those chariots, because them coming like a whirlwind will never come, swift destruction, man. That's how the Lord deal with things. And in the storm and the clouds are the dust of his feet. And you know, say clouds and chariots. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers of Bashan, languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. And all these things are representation of where? America, man. Yeah. America. And you have other parts of the world too, where the Lord will bring devastation upon. So all the places where Esau Edom dwell, see, and control, it's coming to an end, man. And it is even happening by his own hand. As it is written, Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. See? So Esau Edom is destroying his own place. See? By all these weapons with them a test. See? With them build, which the Lord are the one who will create them, will give them the wisdom and knowledge to create all of these things. We destroy them own self. See? This, the mountains quake at him, and all the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. And the same thing with Peter in the book of Peter. All its elements are going to burn with fervent heat. Everything that dwell therein are going to burn up. See? So all of this, man, corruption are going to come to a pen. And all this, man, because the Lord will bring these destruction, and these are just the beginning of sorrows that you see happening. See? There's more than this to come. He says, the scripture says, yet greater evils than these we see happen now will come hereafter. See? All kind of plagues. He said the plagues are not slack. He says, who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His furies is poured out. Yes, his furies is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good and strong. The Lord is a stronghold. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Yes, the Lord know his elect, and he know the ones who are trusting in him, man. See? Verse 8. But with an overrunning flood, he will make a hotter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemy. Yes, that's what the Lord is gonna bring, man. The destruction for his enemies, man, and redemption and salvation for his elect. And we can see we're in that time, see, of great destruction, man. All praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. See? Yeah, man, you say we're in some beautiful times now, man. As a prophet of the Heavenly Father, and you're seeing these things happening across the earth today, man. Knowing our salvation is at hand. Hey, we should be rejoicing, man. Drinking to the destruction of this place. See? Hey, we shouldn't give a hell about what life we have here, man, because there's no life here. We just exist for the moment. Yes, and the Lord is gonna come and deliver us, man. First, we have to just get myself spiritually set through the scriptures, man. Depart out of this place spiritually. As the scriptures say, rise and depart. This is not our rest. There's no rest here, man. All destruction. The valley of the shadow of death.
Is over Utah. Extreme conditions leading to extreme.
Hey, you're in a place like this, your life in doubt.
Back-to-back heat waves. This one is the 4th in 5 weeks.
And devastating the coastline with hundreds of millions of mussels literally cooked alive. An event so extreme that with more than twice as much scorched earth compared to the same time last year, tonight a record already on track to be broken.
Massive amounts of dead fish are washing ashore all across Tampa Bay. Beaches are closed. Crews are racing to clean up the smelly, decaying bodies or fish. Experts say it's early in the season to see concentrations of red tide this high.
The images here are astonishing. Thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dead fish floating in the water.
Hey, we see all of these things, man. They say, oh, we want to live in a world like this. We always see just destruction, death, anguish. Hey, we want to see Esau Edom come to an end, man. Because when you see all these things happening, man, you must know it's because the wicked is in authority. You see, the scripture says when the wicked, when the righteous bear to rule, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And that's what I mean. That the hurt is in a mourning statement. Scripture said the fir trees are going to rejoice when this man get taken out of the high seat, man, and get put down and put back to where in rightful position is as the base man of the planet, man. Because hey, if you take a savage beast and put them on top, this is what you get, man. This is what you get. Just the other day, you see where them test a bomb out there off the coast of Florida. All these things can bring this death to these animals, man. In the ocean, them test a bomb. The ripple of the explosion just fake because them test a aircraft carrier, how it can withstand, what pressure it can withstand from a bomb if a bomb drop near it. And you're testing it in the ocean. We have a lot of marine life. The fishes, like you don't care about the things and the hurt, man. See? And every day you get up, you're talking about you're bringing help to people, you're help to people. You say, hey, this man is a envious man, man.
Fish kills continue to be a major problem in the Bay Area.
The city says the massive amounts of dead fish started washing up in St. Pete waterways about 10 days ago. But emergency officials say in the last 24 hours, they've cleaned up more dead fish than in the past week.
Dead fish littering the shorelines across Tampa Bay.
I've been coming here for 10 years. I mean, this is worse. It's worse it's ever been.
Bait fish, sport fish, stingrays, even dolphins and manatees, all killed by red tide and piling up.
It's being described as disturbing, sickening, and rancid. People across 2 counties say they can't believe their eyes or their noses for that matter. KDK's Megan Schiller reports from Upper St. Clair to explain why there's...
Hey, this man really needs to go, man. This man is a destroyer of world. He's in Esau Edom, man. Hey, this man, everywhere this man goes, is a straight devastation. See? Straight devastation, man. This man bring nothing but death. The man of perdition. Man of sin. Esau Edom, man. Alright, let's get it That's what the Lord say I'm gonna do, man. Revelation 11:9. Let's see for this. Yes, man. Revelation 11:18. It says, and the nations were hungry. See? Yeah, we all in a hungry mood, man. What Esau doing in the land, man. See? All the nations are hungry. See? And the nations were hungry, and thy wrath is come. Yes, the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is come, and is upon the earth today. The Lord is angry, man. The day of vengeance burn at the heart of the Lord, man. Lord says, sit down at the right, sit down. The Most High tell the Lord says, sit down at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool, man. And guess, hey, the Lord is up there hungry, ready to return, man, like a hungry lion. Waiting to roar, to tear, to devour, to destroy, man. See? And thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. And we're waiting for that reward, man. The crown of life, the kingdom, the everlasting life. They were yearning for it day and night, man. Begging the Lord, see, and to the saints, see, and them that fear thy name, yes, the elect, see, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, yes, and that's what the Lord is gonna come back to do, man. Destroy Esau, Edom, because he is the one who is destroying the earth, see. This man that take pleasure in our own goods, man. See? You get a planet and you still. See? The scripture said, no favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. See? Hey. A favor I can get when the Lord say, alright, go and go around the planet. See? This I give you this run for a period of time. This way you can do it. And from this man come on the planet, all him bring is just death, devastation, destruction. From him get the planet to run. Hey, we want back replacement. This man needs to go, man. See? Him destroying the earth, man. Begging the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, come and take this man out of the poor seat, man. Yeah, we're hungry, we're mad, we're cross. See? Seeing all these things that happen on the planet. Hey, you look at the beautiful planet where this man are destroying, man. The earth mourn, the earth languish, the earth in pain.
An active investigation into thousands of dead fish.
no sheen on it. You know?
Jack Conroy walks this trail every day, but he's never seen this.
I see one dead fish, two dead fish, and I'm like, Then all of a sudden, there were dead fish everywhere. Just every fish in that creek was dead.
Big fish, small fish.
But at this point, we don't exactly know what's going on.
You smell that?
Andre Holmes smelled it before he saw it. Hundreds of dead fish dumping out of Chartiers Creek into the Ohio, 15 miles north in the Keys Rocks.
I've never seen anything like that outside of a horror movie. You know, I was like, okay, Stephen King type of stuff here.
But it's not fiction, and the reality is, the damage is done.
I'm not an expert, so I'm not trying to pretend to be one, but I've been around the water long enough to know that, okay, this is not a natural occurrence.
So let's just take a look at the last few weeks in North America, shall we? British Columbia is dealing with 300 forest fires with no end in sight. Las Vegas just this past weekend tied an all-time record high, 47 degrees. And Death Valley National Park, located right along the border of California and Nevada, hit 54 degrees Saturday, which was very close to setting a record for the hottest temperature ever recorded by humans. But let me help them with one simple thing. The evidence around us
is time when the earth is mourning, man. We need Esau out of this place, man.
We've seen this relatively frequently in the past years. Is it getting worse as the years go on, or is that just perception?
Well, it kind of seems like it is getting worse. The number of fires that we are responding to is clearly growing.
Fueling a mega drought that has turned swathes of the U.S. into a tinderbox.
There's a tornado right there. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like this live.
Barrie police are calling the damage catastrophic after a tornado ripped through the region.
And the region's racing heat wave has literally cooked them alive.
It's never smelled like this. Never smelled like this before.
British Columbia's aquaculture industry depends largely on...
Yeah. Tell you, man. It's just pure devastation on the earth. So this man need to be taken out. This is the book of Isaiah 4, because this is a great prophecy, man. Prophecies are happening, man, and scripture said the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See? And we can see where all the prophecies are happening, man. Alright, this is Isaiah 4 and verse 3. Alright, this says I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. And basically we can see that, man. The only truth I can get is by turning to the men of Great Millstone. Because guess what? We are the one who bring the 100% truth from the scriptures, man. And the knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shemir Shai. See? Hey, and those who are really sincerely, we know we have other men out there in other camps who sincerely are bringing out this word. See? You know, so basically, hey, time of destruction is upon us, man. See? As a people, even as a people, man. So we have to keep on begging the Lord Yahweh Shemir Shai mercy each and every day. It says, by swearing and lying and killing, stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. Hey, we out here in Jamaica, man, it's devastating. See? Anyway, Jake, the most I place a Jake there today. Hey, Jake, this place need a reset, man, because our people, them gone wayward, backward. See? The house of Israel, man. Here is the prophecy, man. It says, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. And what we see? What the video does say? Fishes are dying, man. So all these things are prophecies, man. And hey, we come here as men of the Lord, as the Lord says, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Because we come here to speak these things, man, and give the Lord's people warning from the Lord's mouth, because guess what? When them speak through the prophets since the world began. And that's what we're here to do, man. To show you people, hey, that the time is at hand, the day of destruction is at hand, and the Lord gonna bring great devastation upon this place. So it's time to get yourself alright with the Lord Yahweh Shem Yoshai, man. Hey, so just hope that lesson was edifying. I just want to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutation to all Akim out there doing this work in all sincerity and all truth. Shalom. Alright. Shalom to the brother Shapal, GMS Spirit of Truth 7. Shalom Ak.